Well, detectives in Carroll County say reality star Wendy Osefo concocted a story so far from reality that she's now facing a string of felony fraud charges. At her home in Finksburg today, there was no sign of the housewife, but her neighborhood was buzzing with the news as police accused Wendy Osefo of being a fraud.
Wendy's career appears to be finished for good. Federal officials have released everything they discovered, and the information makes it clear how far Wendy and her husband went in their scheme. She now faces a difficult and long legal fight, and it's obvious she created a huge problem for herself. This situation also shows why staying quiet can sometimes protect you. Instead of keeping things private, Wendy went to Bravo and tried to convince everyone that she was being unfairly targeted as an innocent Black woman. In the end, her own actions brought this trouble directly to her doorstep.
It's an unfortunate situation. And right now I can't say too much, but I will say when the time is right, I will share my story with everyone. And for now, they're just allegations, so we will continue to push forward.
The federal investigators are saying they have a solid case against her, and there's nothing she can do or say to escape it now. Insurance companies don't take chances, and they will fight as hard as necessary to prove someone tried to cheat them. Things have become even more intense because Wendy is now trying to distance herself from her husband's situation. She claims that being grouped with him only makes her situation worse, so she wants her case handled separately. But at this point, it seems like she's struggling to avoid the consequences that are quickly closing in on her.
This season, the Wendy stuff happened after they were filming, but I'm just like, yeah, I've got questions. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what's your biggest question for the Wendy situation?
Well, I first would want to hear what she has to say, and then I'll have my follow-up question. Because and it's, what's crazy is that, nothing even personal towards Wendy. This would be, towards anyone.
This entire situation began in April of last year after Wendy and her husband returned from a trip to Jamaica. As soon as they got home, they contacted the police and claimed their house had been broken into. They reported that thieves supposedly stole designer handbags and expensive jewelry worth about $450,000, according to what they told two different insurance companies. Once they mentioned a break-in, investigators started reviewing every detail carefully, because the neighborhood where Wendy and Eddie live is known for being very safe. It's not the kind of place where burglaries usually occur, so the story immediately raised concerns.
Forgot that in April, your home was broken into or something? Was this during filming that this happened?
I think it was right before.
Okay.
Literally before camera went up. It happened because my family was away on spring break. It was our spring break trip with the kiddos. And I was just so heartbroken. I think a few of my first initial scenes, I'm just a little bit uneasy because we had just been violated, so to speak. It was the worst thing. It's so unexpected, especially since from my vantage point and from the investigators' vantage point, it was targeted,
Really?
Yeah, because I've lived in this neighborhood for, a long time, but since the neighborhood has been in inception for over 20 years, there has been no burglary.
Yeah.
Nothing.
As detectives continued looking into Wendy and her husband's story, they kept finding more details that simply didn't make sense. Only the bedroom looked disturbed, while the rest of the house was untouched and perfectly clean. Even the window they claimed the burglars used to escape had no marks, scratches, or any sign that someone had tried to force it open. The toilet the intruders supposedly stepped on to climb out didn't have a single shoe print or smudge. On top of that, the couple had a full home security system and a Ring camera active the entire time they were away. During their vacation, there was no motion recorded inside the house at all. The only alerts were minor things like package deliveries which were watched remotely. Besides that, nothing suggested anyone had entered the home. With all these details, police found it very hard to believe a break-in truly happened. The entire situation looked staged from the beginning. Investigators also discovered that some of the expensive items Wendy and her husband reported as stolen were things they had actually bought and returned years earlier for refunds. A few of those items had been sent back as far back as 2018. Wendy may be clever in some ways, but she clearly didn't think this plan through.
She just messaged me a couple days ago. she's one of the very only, like the only ones who is like, I'm so proud, what she said was, God has you covered. Right? So I need a second. Because
I get it.
I opened my phone. I had no idea it was even going on. And I'm like, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Gina,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
very, very shocked because I felt Miss 4 Degrees had it together.
Oh my God.
Okay? I thought she had it together. I mean, isn't Eddie an attorney? For heaven's sakes, like what? Excuse my language. Can I?
Police later found an old red carpet photo of Wendy proudly wearing the same ring she claimed had been stolen during the supposed break-in. Although investigators couldn't reveal every detail because the case was still active, they did confirm that at least 15 of the items listed as missing were actually discovered inside the couple's own home. With so much evidence piling up, officers moved forward and charged Wendy with several counts of fraud, 7 felony charges for insurance fraud and 8 counts for conspiracy. Her husband, Eddie, ended up facing nearly identical accusations. For fans of the Bravo housewives, drama is nothing new, and it often feels like every year one cast member ends up in serious trouble. Still, no one expected the 2025 scandal to center around Wendy. With all her degrees, her polished public image, and the way she constantly presented herself as a woman of high standards, this shocked nearly everyone. When the mugshots of Wendy and Eddie appeared online, social media exploded, and people immediately wanted all the details. Wendy, who is known for always giving her opinion on every situation, didn't stay quiet this time either. She quickly called the accusations completely false and insisted that the arrest was unfair and based on faulty claims. At BravoCon, she repeated the same message, saying she couldn't share everything yet because of legal limits, but she looked forward to eventually telling her side of the story.
It's an unfortunate situation, and right now I can't say too much, but I will say when the time is right, I will share my story with everyone. And for now, they're just allegations, so we will continue to push forward. I know that's right.
Wendy tried to make it sound like the police were targeting her and her family for no reason, painting herself as the innocent victim once again. But the authorities weren't buying it, and they weren't there to play into her story. If you thought the earlier reports were shocking, the new details are even crazier. Investigators went deep into Wendy's personal life, taking control of her emails, bank accounts, and even her Instagram profiles. They also discovered a third Gmail account that didn't include her or her husband's names, which they accessed legally through a Google warrant. Police contacted several high-end brands, including Louis Vuitton, Van Cleef, Saks, and Ascot Diamonds, to verify the status of the items Wendy and her husband claimed had been stolen. What they found was shocking. The couple had used at least 40 different credit cards under fake names, such as Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy, apparently to hide their spending habits. Their financial records revealed a consistent pattern of high-end purchases, supporting the authorities' suspicions about their motive. Of course, Wendy is still legally innocent until proven guilty, but this situation is raising eyebrows. She might try to follow a deny approach, similar to other reality stars, and refuse to admit anything until there's no way out. But if everything was truly a misunderstanding and their claims of wrongdoing are correct, it raises the question: why are Wendy and her husband pushing for separate trials? Right now, all signs point to a carefully planned scheme, and it's clear the investigation is only getting deeper.
I said she's going to have her husband take the fall, and everybody was like, she should take the fall because he's the attorney, blah, 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 blah. I told him, I said, I understand what y'all saying, but he's the one that made the phone calls. He's the one that sent the email. They got a stronger case against her husband. More than likely, he's going to take the fall. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got small kids. One of them needs to be out of jail for their children. You know what I'm saying? And I just had a feeling and whatnot. And look, lo and behold, she is separating her trial from him, even though they both are being charged with the same, like, mostly the same.
Separating their cases is a strategic move. It allows Wendy and her husband to use different defense plans that work best for each of them. It also reduces the chance that both of them will end up in prison at the same time, which is important because they have children and a family to care for. Even so, things aren't looking good for the Osefos right now, and the internet has been full of reactions. People are pointing out the irony that Wendy mocked Giselle's new home and teased other cast members for not owning designer items. Yet she is now accused of filing fraudulent insurance claims for money. Many online are saying that Wendy might actually be the one struggling the most financially on the cast. Fans are shocked by the story of Wendy and Eddie Yu facing serious felony charges, apparently to create the appearance of a luxurious lifestyle they didn't actually have. The biggest problem is that Wendy placed herself on such a high pedestal, making this scandal even harder to recover from. The story has everyone talking, and people are curious to see how she handles it moving forward. What do you think about this situation? Share your thoughts and stay tuned for updates as the story continues to unfold.